What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for staying true to the crew. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing my coat collection as well as 8 menswear coat styles that everyone should own. So with no further ado, let's jump straight into the video. My name is Lonnie, and these are Lonnie's Lessons. The first coat style that we're going to talk about is the puffer coat. These are very popular coats. You've seen these all around. They have been around forever. However, last year they really made a resurgence, and puffer coats are great because they're called puffer coats because they're filled with a stuffing that makes them look a little puffy. This one isn't the most puffy one, but this is the only one I own. There are various different styles of puffer coats. I really love this one because it has this really cool black and white gingham pattern on it, which I thought just made it a little bit different than just a solid color, but also, you know, it from far away it kind of just looks gray, and I thought that was really cool. This is actually from Galeries Lafayette, which is a department store in Paris. I got this in Paris, but puffer coats are really great to make statements. You can get them in all types of colors and all types of different fabrics. This one is more of a just cotton fabric, but you can get them in like more shiny type of fabrics. You can really get them in really popping colors to really make your outfit stand out. But the most important thing about puffer coats is that they're warm, so they look great on everyone, and they're warm. They keep you warm. They will add a bit of bulk to your frame, so just keep that in mind. But that is the style of the coat. Some people like to have them a bit oversized. I like to have mine around my normal size, but of course, another tip for coats in general is to maybe size up one size, because you have to consider that in the winter time you are going to be potentially wearing thicker sweaters, hoodies, and other layers under it, so you don't want it to be too tight. But I love this coat, and I also love the fact that it has a concealed hood, so you can pull this out if it's raining, and it keeps you nice and warm. So coat style number 1 that everyone should own is a puffer coat. Style number 2 of men's coats that everyone should own is called the duffel coat. And the duffel coat is a super warm coat, but it is a lot more refined and sleek than the puffer coat because it is made of a very like sleek design. It has these toggle closures here, so these really help to add just a bit more style and elegance to the coat. They have hoods, which are nice, but they don't have the added bulk of like a puffer coat or one of a larger coats. So this is a great option if you want to dress up a little bit, but not be too formal, but you also don't want to be as casual as, say, like a trench coat or a puffer coat. So these are really warm. This one is actually from Macy's, and it is a Tommy Hilfiger coat. I've had this coat for years. As you can see, some of the burlap that or the twine that the toggle closure is made of is kind of coming apart. That's because I've had it for so long. But that's what's so great about duffel coats, is that they are so durable and they allow you to feel extra warm while looking a bit dressed up. And there's a hood, which is totally cool for the winter because sometimes you might not want to wear a hat, but having a hood to put over your head just makes you feel warmer. So style number 2 of men's coats that everyone should own is the duffel coat. The next coat style we're going to talk about is overcoats, and I know these look really similar, but I'll get into that later. So overcoats are these really sleek coats that are either single-breasted or double-breasted. Both of the ones that I have are single-breasted, and that just means that there's one button closure as opposed to it crossing over, which would be a double-breasted. And these coats are great because they have these notch lapels that are very similar to a blazer. So they give you the look of a blazer but the warmth of a coat. And they typically come down past your knees or down to your ankles. These are actually very long. Both of these are pre-loved. This one I got from a thrift store. This one I sourced for my shop, which is called The Shop by Lonnie was the Third. So if you'd like to purchase this one, it's actually for sale. This is a great coat. Overcoats are wonderful for men and women, but they're considered men's coats. But I really want to do this video just to kind of break that myth that clothes should be in categories. Like, you should wear what you want, and most things are universal. So the overcoat is a great option. This one I love because it's actually quilted in the inside, so it actually adds even another layer of warmth than a traditional overcoat. You can get them in different types of weights. This is probably one of the heavier overcoats that I've ever seen. This one is also pretty heavy and also very warm. I actually wore this in Paris back in February before coronavirus hit. I'm so glad I got that trip out of the way then. I'll pop up a picture, but this coat literally held me down through all of those Paris winter days. This was the only coat that I had, and I actually bought the Gallery's Lafayette coat while I was there, so I wore it just because I was excited. But this coat is super warm, and one tip is that if you get a 100% wool coat, baby, it is going to be so warm. So this coat is vintage, and I love the fact that it's vintage because it's well made and it's well constructed, and the wool really allows you to stay warm without adding extra bulk. So the fourth style of men's coats that everyone should own is the overcoat. The next style is definitely my favorite, and that is the statement coat. And a statement coat really is just a coat that has a really vibrant, a really unique pattern or fabric. It's exaggerated, it's out of the box, it's definitely going to make a statement. And I actually have a blog post from last year on my blog, LonnieWasTheThird.com, where you can check out all the information I have about statement coats, and it actually features this coat. I got this coat from Urban Outfitters towards the end of last winter, and it really is just a beautiful coat. It has this kind of like furry, felty type of fabric. It's just really warm, but I just love the mustard yellow, the red, and the black plaid. It's just bold. It is the statement of the outfit. All you have to do is wear all black and throw this bad boy on, and you are just killing the game. So definitely pick up a statement coat. It doesn't have to be plaid. It doesn't even have to be a pattern to be a statement coat. It could be just a really vibrant color. It's not something that you're probably gonna wear every day. It could be like patent leather. It could have embellishments, or it could be color blocked. I've seen all types of coats like that, or maybe there's a bold logo over it, or there's just something about it that is vibrant that really stands out, whether it's the fabric, whether it's the style, or it is the pattern. So the next style of men's coat that everyone should have is a statement coat. Example of a coat style that everyone should have that I actually don't own is a trench coat. Now, the reason why I don't own a trench coat is that I just have never found one that fits my frame and my stature perfectly. I got really close to purchasing one last year from Uniqlo, but I just didn't like the bulk that it had. Trench coats have this certain type of, depending on the way it's tailoring, a certain type of fit that just wasn't flattering to me. So I'm on the hunt for a trench coat. So if you know of a trench coat company that you think I should check out, put that down in the comments below. But anyway, trench coats are a great option for a lightweight, sleek coat to have in the winter months. There's all weights of trench coats. They come in all colors and fabrics, and they typically come all the way down to your ankle, and I will pop up a picture so that you can see what a trench coat looks like if you are unfamiliar. And they typically have the lapel up here, and they have a belt at the waist. That is a signature part of a trench coat, is that there's a belt where you can belt it and really cinch it in, or you can wear it open. Trench coats are just really chic. They bring an outfit together. You can dress them up, you can dress them down, and you also can get trench coats with fur linings to make them warm, because typically they're made of a pretty lightweight fabric. But of course, there's all different styles, there's all different colors, and many brands make them. However, I tend to look on the pre-loved market because I think brands like London Fog have been around for so much longer, and they have such great quality trench coats that you can find and really make your own. So the next style of men's coat that everyone should own is a trench coat. The next men's coat style that everyone should own is a parka. And parkas are really known for this signature fur-lined or fur-trimmed hood. That's how you know a parka coat. So it has this faux fur, or in some cases real fur trim around the hood. And it's similar to the duffle coat, except it is much more rough and tough. It is much more utility. It's much more casual than your duffle coat. Think of the duffle coat as the dressier version of the parka without the fur around the hood. If you have any questions, just hit me in the comments and I will answer all your coat questions. Anyway, the Parka is super comfortable, super popular, super timeless. It's great to just throw on over jeans, great to wear with boots. This is great to take to those snowy locations if you're going skiing. These keep you warm, so if you are somewhere where it doesn't get super, super warm, you probably don't want a parka. Of course, there's different weights of parkas based on the brand or the company that you buy it from, but for the most part, parkas are designed to be warm. So I live in New York City, so our winters can be brutal. So I need a coat like this that's really going to keep me warm, especially because in New York City, typically you're on foot. Well, pre-COVID, you're on foot traveling more than you are in a car or in transportation in some cases. So you're walking around outside, the wind is blowing. The great part about this hood and the fur trim is, even though it's really fashionable, it has a purpose because this fur trim keeps your face warm when you wear it. So the next coat men's style that I think everyone should have is a parka. The next men's coat style that everyone should own is a vintage coat. Now, I know the term vintage definitely spans over various eras, so it gives you a lot of wiggle room to provide a coat, but to find a vintage coat. However, vintage really is something that was made in the 80s or prior. So I think that everyone should have a vintage coat because of the fact that vintage coats are something that you won't see everyone else in, and they will allow you to have some fun and some dimension and some character with your coat collection that's just going to stand out a bit. So it's not necessarily a statement coat, and remember that some coats are hybrid. You might find a vintage puffer coat or a vintage duffle coat. So some of these styles have been mixed and have been turned into hybrid, so just keep that in mind, but I'm trying to show you some examples that are pretty straightforward. So this is a vintage coat that's also on sale at the shop, so you just go to LonnieWasTheThird.com/the shop. Yes, that is a shameless plug. If you'd like to purchase this coat or look at some of the other coat selections that we have in our autumn winter collection, you can definitely check those out and let me know if you have any questions. But this coat is corduroy, and it's in this really beautiful army green corduroy color. It is half lined in wool and half lined in this beautiful rich green silk lining. It's just so beautiful, and I love this coat because you can tell right away that it's vintage. One, from the weight of it. So you always want to make sure that you check the quality of your vintage coats and that you get them from an authenticated source. That would be an authenticated vintage store that's reputable, or you could buy it from a resale site. You just want to get some more information about it. This I got from Buffalo Exchange actually a few years ago, but it was definitely a find, and I'm so excited to pass this on as a new item for the shop because we have all types of pre-loved and vintage items that have a story and that are one of a kind just like you. So I think that having something vintage in your wardrobe, whether that's like something from the 80s or the 70s, the 60s, something that you know is going to really reflect your style, I think that everyone should have a vintage coat. Okay, so the last style that I want to talk about is actually the latest addition to my coat collection, and that is a fur or a fur trimmed coat. That is a men's coat style that I think that everyone should own. The fur trimmed coat or the fur coat just really makes a statement. It just really oozes of class, elegance, opulence, all the things that you want to represent when you're stepping out and wanting to look your best. These fur or fur trimmed coats can be paired with more glamorous, opulent outfits, or they can be paired with like jeans and a t-shirt and just really help to elevate some of those more casual looks, those athleisure looks. You can definitely switch it up and rock it however it goes with your own personal style. But I think that this coat, this is actually a vintage Saks Fifth Avenue coat, and I just love it. One, because of this luscious, soft, kind of faux fur collar that we have here, that it's in a contrasting color. So the collar is, as you can see, this rich chocolate brown, and the coat itself is a black wool. So the coat is actually more of a double-breasted overcoat with a fur collar. But of course, you can do a full fur coat or a full faux fur coat to make a more fur You can also do a full fur coat where it's fur from top to bottom, or there are different types of mixed material fur coats, but you definitely want a coat that has some type of a faux fur or fur element to it, whether that be the collar, the cuffs, or a part of the actual body of the coat, or a full fur coat. This really just helps you to add some texture to your wardrobe. It also just helps to add, like I said, a layer of elegance and just a layer of refined beauty and refinement to your wardrobe. And it really is a wardrobe or an outfit saver, because if you don't know what to wear, you throw on a turtleneck, you throw on your fur coat, and bam. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try this one on just to show you. So right now I have on just a denim jacket over my black turtleneck. So you can see this is a cool outfit. This is actually a jacket from the shop as well. LonnieWasTheThird.com/the shop. So I'm going to change it into the fur just so I can show you how it will transform this outfit immediately. So bam. So when I throw on the fur, honey, like you just want to cross your legs. You know what I'm saying? Like it's giving opulence, it's giving dynasty, it's just giving, right? It's giving. And so this is definitely a men's coat style that I think that everyone should own, a fur or fur trimmed coat. Okay, everyone, that's it for the coat collection, the 8 men's coat styles that everyone should own. I hope that you learned something about different coat styles that you can incorporate into your wardrobe to expand your wardrobe, or just to be a bit more informed about the types of coat styles that there are. Of course, there are so many more coat styles that we can talk about, but I figured 8 was enough so the video wouldn't be too long. But again, if you have any questions about any of the coats that are sold at the shop, I will be linking them down below, as well as if you have any questions about coats in general, feel free to just hit me up via email or on Instagram. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me at Lonnie Was the Third. And if you've made it this far, why haven't you subscribed? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can support me with keeping this channel running with lots of lifestyle and fashion content that is going to help you to be a better version of yourself. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you get notified every Friday when I post a new video. And as always, I leave you in love, peace, and style. Until next time, stay warm. Bye.